And chapter 3 starts with the definition of dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. In fact, there is one sutra each just on what is dharana, what is dhyana, what is samadhi. And then chapter 3 is about the vibhutis that we get, or the siddhis we get when we are able to achieve these states. So what is dharana? Dharana is extreme focus. So focus on one thing. When we latch our mind to one object, one thought for long time with effort, we focus on it very sharply, right? That is dharana. What is dhyan? Dhyan is when we have reached a state with that object for such a long duration that now we can stay focused on it, but without effort. So it's effortless, but it still stays focused on the same object. That is also known as meditation. And what is samadhi? So as we continue this process of our concentration on that object, first with effort, then effortless, there comes a time when the distinction in the three goes away. The distinction between the object, me, the focuser or the concentrator or the meditator, and the process of meditation, they all converge into samadhi. They all become one. They become the object. So the law here is whatever we meditate on, we become that. That is the purpose of meditation, to become what you are meditating on, the focus. So you start with focus, and the reason you need that focus with effort is to channelize the mind. The mind is at 1,000 places, right, at the same time. That's the capacity of the mind. We have to bring it to one. So for the chitta vritti to happen, from 1,000 we can't go to null. That seems very difficult. To shunya it's not possible. So what is the process? This is a very smart trick. Basically from 1,000 first come to one. Bring it to one. That will take effort. Everyone says that will take effort. But very important, don't stay with that effort. Don't stay with the one, but not with the effort. At some stage, start releasing the effort, because the important thing is to let go. It has to become effortless. The same object becomes effortless. The effort in the beginning will help you let go of the 1,000 things. That is the purpose of dharana. Dharana's purpose is let go of the 1,000 things that are going on in your mind, because mind will go everywhere. Bring it to one place. Whatever that is, bring it to that one point. That is dharana, so that you can let go of the 1,000. And then finally, when you are sthit in that one thing, let go of that also. Let go of the effort. Don't let go of the object, let go of the effort. And that you will be able to do. So the tension that's built up, the stimulation and relaxation. If you see here also, is that first you stimulate, first you focus, you bring that effort into focusing on one object, and then you slowly release it. And then samadhi happens on its own. It's just an experience. You don't build in samadhi. That happens when it has to happen. When that effortless focus has been there on that object for a sufficient period of time. Text gives some time on their own, but that will happen. That is a process that you don't so-called control. It happens then on its own. Right? And when we do this focus on the object, that's why the object is important, right? If we focus on something, it's very important. Number one, we choose the object, because we will become that object, right? Remember that the purpose of meditation is to become one with the object of your meditation. So whatever you are meditating on, you will become one with that. And when you become one with that, that's when the siddhis come. So samadhi results in certain siddhis or vibhutis, which I talked about. And the different siddhis depend on the different, based on the objects we focus on. So if we, and there are different objects that people choose for meditation, what is mentioned in the book also. So for example, it's parts of your body. It can be the spot between the eyebrows, the nose tip, the base of the tongue, middle of the tongue, heart. So there are some common places, and they result in those certain kinds of siddhis in the process, because you gain mastery over it. Mastery in the sense you become the object, right? So you gain. So if you focus on certain points, then you, like tip of the nose, you gain mastery over the sense of smell. So that means you gain mastery over it. You become one with the sense of smell, the abstractness of smell. So you control that at that level. That becomes your siddhi, right? And same way with other things. So there is a choice, but equally important hence is when we start this process, we reach a certain level. Otherwise, what's going on in our mind, and we don't know what we may end up focusing on, and what we end up becoming, what our life starts becoming around us. Because that's the power of this, again, this potency of this tool. So initially, a lot of times, the suggestion is pratyahar. One of the activities of pratyahar sometimes is just to sit and let your mind flow. Like we said, like a movie, let it flow. Don't consume anything, any of your thoughts, just let them go. Because a lot has to come out before we even get to a state where we can start focusing on. We can start attempting to focus. Once we start getting a certain level of dharana, very important, again, not to stay there. Move to dhyan. Move to effortlessness. And one example is people look at a flame and they have the ability to stare at a flame for a long time, right? With focus, with effort. And if you continue doing that, you will find sometime there will start becoming a headache. So you have to move to effortlessness there. So dharana is stimulation, dhyan is relaxation. So that process in the mind has to also happen. And I think just another term before I close is when all these three happen together in sequence, like we take an object, we do dharana, focus, effortless focus, and then we do samadhi. Then samadhi happens, that is known as samyam. And samyam is what leads to the siddhis. So that's just from a standpoint of terminology, just to get you familiar with that.